take it to the other side. I'm feeling strong, my little lady. I'm gonna keep her moving on. I'm gonna run till I drop to the break of dawn. Never gonna stop till I see the light. I'm feeling high, my little lady. I'm gonna take it to the other side. You know I used to smoke too much, and you know I used to drink too much. Take a ride in my car, you can get me high, high, high. You know I used to smoke too much, and you know I used to drink too much. Take a ride in my car, we're gonna get real. I'm feeling good, my little lady. She's gonna take me to the other side. I'm feeling nice, my little lady. She's gonna keep me moving on. I'm gonna run till I drop to the break of dawn. Never gonna stop, she's gonna treat me right. I'm feeling good, my little lady. She's gonna take me to the other side. You know I used to smoke too much, and you know I used to drink too much. Take a ride in my car, and you can get me high, high, high. You know I used to smoke too much, and you know I used to drink too much. Take a ride in my car, and we're gonna get real. Come on, baby. Let's take a ride. I don't know where we're gonna go, but first, let's dance. You know I used to smoke too much, and you know I used to drink too much. Take a ride in my car, and you can get me high, high, high. You know I used to smoke too much, and you know I used to drink too much. Take a ride in my car, and we're gonna get real. Oh. I'm feeling high, my little lady. I'm gonna take it to the other side. I'm feeling strong, my little lady. I'm gonna keep her moving on. I'm gonna run till I drop to the break of dawn. Never gonna...
Giottos is so good. These chocolates are what? Chocolates. We're here about astrophotography. What are we doing? Wrong video. Whoops.
What have I done? Ooh, what have you seen? Early at night, got in the fight, in the candlelight, looking through the screen. Now what have I done? What have you seen? You know there's no future in life when a person has come in between. Jamie's gone, Jamie's gone. Can't look What have you seen? There was nothing to say, it took her away, and I feel the pain, made love in vain. Oh, oh, what have I done? What have you seen? She knows there's no future in love when a person has come in between. Jamie's gone. Jamie's gone. Can't look back, and now he feels so strong. Jamie's gone. Jamie's gone. Left last night, and now it seems so long. Ooh. You can't hear these words I say when you're a million miles away. Yeah. Jamie's gone. Jamie's gone. Can't look back, and now he feels so strong. Jamie's gone. Jamie's gone. Left last night, and now it seems so long. Jamie, come on, Jamie. Yeah. And now you feel so strong. Jamie, come on, Jamie. Yeah. Left last night, and now it seems so long.
What the hell's wrong with my telescope now? What's wrong with this thing?
The lost Lone Ranger, can I break this spell? Do one thing right, do I make two things wrong? If I want that fine line, I will always take the fall. If I just do the left, I can live from the right. I sleep all day long, and then I'm dreaming through the night. I've seen a lot of bankers, and I've seen a lot of cops. I've seen a lot of lawyers pull out all the stops. I've seen a lot of children with their parents in their hands. I've felt a lot of women refuse to understand. And I don't think I understand why we're making such fuss. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take the world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. You see it in the papers, you read it every day. The riots and the fires going on in South LA. The muggers and the government You're all wanting the same thing. They take you for your money, and whatever else bring. And I don't think I understand why we're making such a fuss. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. Take me. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. 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 It's gotta mean something. It's gotta. All right. Where did my color go? Got your head in the sand. You can't be in control, using a powerful hand. I wanna be you, I wanna see you. Don't taste the kisses of hate. Don't try to tell me, don't try to sell me, don't try to say it's too late. You're gonna push me to the edge, back me in a corner, making me stand in your shoes. Push me to the edge. Eric, bringing down the hammer.
Do this.
Well, we knocked out. Let's see, I didn't check everything.
What's up, everybody?
How we doing? There we go. Now we're here.
How we doing? How we doing?
What's happening, everybody? We kind of made it. We would have been on time, but I started talking bullshit as usual.
Then I had to.
Eric was like, "Come on,
smack
let's go,
these guys around."
He's like, "You were good last week. What happened?"
Do this.
Yeah, exactly, man. What the hell? So what's happening, everybody? What's going on? I did a lot of work on. I don't know if you saw the all the new pictures are up on the trailer in the beginning. I did a lot of work today on it. So for all you people that have been hounding me regarding why isn't my picture up and why is the last picture we have in May up, the trailer with the music in the beginning has all updated up till July. So that's where I'm at with that. I also did I finally did some room with this because I promised everybody that we would do this again. and you know, I finally got it reset again. So we got another new member in. Pam M joined us at the White Dwarf area. So thank you for Pam, and we got 3 more free members that have been coming on. So thank you everybody, and the the FTP server for the files for Starfront is still in the works. So keep on the eye on that, and we're gonna get that running pretty soon, hopefully within the next month or so. And it's gonna be good. We got some good data last night on. I just was playing around. I did M27 just in HA because it's a blasting full moon, but we're getting some good data. The thing is filling up. It's great. I might need more. Everyone's telling me that it's gonna be it gets better as the months go on in the summertime. So I'm looking forward to that. But thank you for everybody that's going up in the chat that have been supporting us. I believe there's 63 names now that have been joined us on our Patreon. So if you want the perks, and if you haven't gotten your shirt or anything, and you put in the form over the past 6 months, because I'll be dead honest with you, I haven't sent out a shirt. But if you haven't gotten your shirt, let me know and I will get that out to you. Just give me your size. Actually, I can look it up if you filled out the form. I do have plenty of main sequence and red giant polos, of different sizes. So thank you everybody for jumping on our Patreon, and please, if you're so inclined to go on our Patreon, please don't, and beggars can't be choosers. Please don't join us on the YouTube channel, on the memberships and that. They take 30%. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Patreon takes about 80% less. so it's we're not trying to be greedy, but why give YouTube something for they're not doing anything, but except for putting out the feed. So
supplying the network, that's about it.
So
yeah.
What else? There was something else I was going to say,
which we appreciate. So don't forget to give us a thumbs up.
Oh, yeah. So Ben, narrowband channel, real quick. So for those of you that were so inclined to donate already, we already have over $200 in the kitty for Ben and his family in the name of AstroWorld. And thank you for everybody that's been doing that. If you're interested in, I really want to get I would love to get $1,000 together just to give to Ben and his family. It's not a lot when the grand scheme of things with the amount of kids that he has, but I think it'd be a good thing to kind of see what we could do for him as a group and put it in as a group. And I will give him all the names of all the people that have donated, so it doesn't look like it's coming from us. It's coming from the members. And I think it'd be a good thing to do. So thank you for those people that have actually hit me up and donated already. AstroWorld Telescopes. AstroWorld Telescopes is going to double whatever we give. So if we give 250, it'll be 500. If we give 500, it'll be 1,000. So that I think is something that we can do as a group. So let me know. Hit me up on either Discord or on Messenger or on the show, and just do it to me on PayPal, and then I'll put all the names on there. So and that's my spiel for the beginning. I know we got a lot of stuff. We had a nice little strategy meeting on Monday regarding what we're going to talk about tonight. So we're going to be kind of pointed in topics tonight. So what's going on, guys? How's it going?
Good, man. I mean, it's Wednesday. We made it through hump day. You had a couple more days till the weekend. And must be nice. Show off.
Tomorrow's Friday.
But it's all good.
Tomorrow's Saturday.
Yeah, we had a real. Shut up, Dan.
That's okay. I got to work Saturday, so that means Saturday's like Monday, so it doesn't matter.
There you go. Okay. But seriously, yeah, we had a nice meeting to chat about a few things. Few things that we're going to refresh and talk about. One of the things that I thought would be a good idea that we could talk about would be going back to some basics. One would be auto guiding and issues dealing with auto guiding, ways to troubleshoot and stuff like that. Um, what I am going to do is, before we get started with that, is to also remind folks to don't forget to vote for Image of the Week. We had no novice entries this week, but we do have three really cool images for experienced. So check those out. As well as, don't forget, this is the last week for Image of the Month for May. For the May Image of the Week, we got a little bit behind. And we have also posted on that same page the upcoming poll and see who's out there to win Image of the Month, who you'll be voting for Image of the Month for June. So that is up there as well. And we look forward to doing that. So let me
What's in there this week?
actually.
What was that?
Good one's in there this week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do I'm going to do that here. Do a quick play. So
Yeah, that's a
do
tough
that
decision.
and see if this shows up. And let me scroll up here. So we are going to announce the winner here shortly for July, for the 4th of July. Who won 4th of July? So we'll talk. So we will update this as well. But for this week, for July 9th, we've got three images. We have Saturn by Mitchell Duke and his 18-inch Newtonian.
Yeah,
That is
Mitchell, man,
awesome.
he does some great planetary stuff.
Yeah. We have the Pinwheel Galaxy by Thomas Duff that he took at
That's
the
from Cherry
Cherry
Springs.
Star Party.
Yeah,
Yes.
pretty cool.
With his Stellar View 130. And last but not least, we have M51 from Mr., or I should say Dr. Greg Meyer, out in northern Arizona, that he took with his Esprit 80 on his Skywatcher. So we have three really cool images for you all to vote on for this upcoming week. So without further ado, we should be able to, if I new tab, I'm going to announce what we got here. As we sign in, who won for the 4th of July? Who is our 4th of July winner? So we're not going to hold off on that any longer.
Oh, okay.
So I figured let's just go ahead and let's do this. And for our 4th of July winner, we had 23 votes. We had a couple of entries. And our winner is 24. Let's see. Even number. Did we get a tie or did we get a straight win? Looks like Dr. Meyer and his Croc-Eye Galaxy with his Esprit 120 that he took from Starfront. That he took this from Starfront over Tom Peterson. This was like the battle of the heavyweights here.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, Tom, yours was good.
Yeah, they both were really good with those 3 scopes and 3 cameras set up with
I think that was the tiebreaker for me. That's why I think I went with Tom, because he had so much going on in that thing, as far as all the different equipment and everything, how he integrated it. But Dr. Meyer, once again.
Yep.
I think he's trying to break his record from 22-23.
Good Lord.
How many pictures a week can he get?
Where is the croc boy? Not it.
That looks like it.
Is this it? No, that's
No,
not
that's
it.
not it. No.
He'll probably want to hit us.
No. No.
Let's see. All days. Let's go to. What are you talking about? All files.
Oh, it was in June.
There it is. Right
there it is.
Oh, yeah, right there. Yeah.
There it is.
I mean, it's amazing. It is unbelievable.
It is. To grab the interstellar dust.
Just like he did this
galaxy.
week with M51, all that interstellar dust he got on M51 is unbelievable.
Yes. So congratulations there, Dr. Meyer. Taking this out in Arizona in that nice dry desert, so you don't have to fight all the dew and everything else like we're in the rain stuff like we're fighting here, at least right now. So
yeah,
congrats.
Definitely not as much as the rain that we have.
Yeah, for sure. So all right. So let me go back here.
Time for Greg to come on and be a contributor, and him and I can switch places. I'll start posting pictures again.
Cool.
But that would mean I need clear skies. With that
well, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so I put this on my desk. So just so I've been talking about the Wanderer Astro electronic tilt adapter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it looks like people have been using it a lot, and they've been using it with OAGs with sometimes larger openings than what is allowed, and been getting some light leaks.
Okay.
So they came out with a silver one. I actually have it in there. That works for pretty much everything. And that comes automatically with the tilt adapter now. Comes automatically. Now, if you have a QHY, OAGL, or ZWO, something like that with a really large opening, you're going to need a different, like a dark ring, like a little gasket. You will get light leaks. So I finally got these in. I got one for QHY and one for ZWO. So if you do purchase an ETA and do have those OAGs and you're using them,
have you gotten any reviews on that tilt adapter?
Just one, and so far so good.
They like it.
Yeah. It's a set it and forget it thing. You do it, you let it do its little thing. And, I don't know if you've seen like some of the, I mean, this is from Wanderer Astro, but I could show you.
But it has a routine that it automatically does it and measures it.
Yep.
Oh,
it's automated. Man. It's all automated.
That's awesome.
Now that's cool. Is that worth? Do you think something like that is that worth the price of admission to get it?
Went up.
I mean, if you have tilt issues, I mean,
if you have a big, to me, this is something for somebody who has everything and's got $1,000 to just burn.
Hear that, Mac? Hear that, Matt? I guess it's something you have to get.
Yeah, Matt's got to get 2 of these. So
yeah, Matt's gonna get 2 of
them. So thank you to the 2 people also that have donated to Ben in the last 20 minutes. Thank you. We're up to now $300 of member donations, which means $600 total for Ben. So again, awesome. HRADO13@AOL.com on PayPal, please, friends and family, and I'll put you on the list. But here, check this out. Let me show you.
Okay, I got a I got a question. I don't know if I heard you right about the tilt adjuster. Did you say that it went on the back side of the OTA?
What?
Or does it go on the camera side?
Right up against the camera.
It goes right up against the camera.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm on board. I got you.
Let me see. Where's
Okay, so does it go right in front of the filter wheel?
I'll show you a picture.
Focus is true up.
5 millimeters.
5
5
millimeters.
millimeter.
Why don't hold on? I got all this music in my ear. Oh,
It ain't me this time.
no,
It's his video that he's pulling up.
Jeez, they got
Yeah, it's
music.
only 5 millimeters, Scott. It's
Yeah.
a sick piece of equipment. He
Let's
had him
see.
in Neef, and it was like, wow.
Yep. Where's my
What's
there it
away?
is, desktop capture?
I didn't realize it was a fully automated thing. I
Oh.
thought it was like you had to check it and then make the electronic adjustment yourself. But it sounds like it's got like an autofocus.
So
It does automatic.
here you go. So here's a before and after from a Takahashi and a QHY 600.
Wow.
Had some really bad tilt at one point. Now, I'm sorry if you have this bad tilt, you got a lot of stuff going on in your image train, or QHY had a bad placing of the sensor, because that's pretty bad for a QHY 600 full frame camera. You know, it's pretty bad. But look at what it came down to after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
What did it work out on that last picture, Dan? What was the percentage? What was it down to, like 3?
it looks like 3.178 when you average them out. Here you're in the 4s at the top. You know, you got real bad tilt up to bottom, and you got tilt right to left. It's really an angular tilt. If you look at it, it's a little from top right to bottom left, and it's really not a good thing. So what you call it? So this piece right here, that's your 5 millimeters. That's all the backup space it takes, because it fits. I don't know. See how it's indented here? The camera goes in there.
Yep.
Wow.
Okay, but the problem is
design.
when you have the OAG like here, that's why it's got that space there to fit the OAG, right? So the OAG is really against the tilt adjuster, if you think about it, right? So with certain OAGs, we've been seeing certain light leaks, especially with the QHYs, with the larger spacings and different bolt sizes. So that's one of the things that's the reason why they came out with these gaskets. Here's the software. If you know the Wanderer Astro stuff, it's very similar. It uses the Wanderer Empire, and it has the one for the tilt adjuster. It'll take pictures and everything and do the thing.
Is it configurable in Nina?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. So with Nina, all that stuff works through Nina. Yeah.
So with Nina, here it is in Nina.
Yeah.
Oh.
Go through the.
Okay. So
is it using Hocus Pocus and the
I still got to play around with it myself. There's a tutorial that I haven't watched yet here.
Yeah.
And this is all on the website. So this will tell you everything.
Yeah.
That music that I was hearing was on this video. so it was kind of annoying.
Okay, so it is using Hocus Pocus.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's what it is. But so just if you do have the QHY OAG-L or the ZWO OAG-L, make sure you tell if you hopefully you buy it from me and not buy it from anybody else, like a Gina who got Wanderer now, which is annoying me. But you got to tell me that you know that we want this gasket instead of the one that comes with it.
So when you mount the camera on that bad boy, do you take the existing tilt plate off?
Oh yeah. It's not going to fit if you have that front tilt plate, it's not going to fit in there.
Okay.
It's going to go right.
Bolts.
It's going to go right against the barrel.
Place?
Yep.
It bolts in place.
Yep. If you
And
take
then,
a look,
then if you have an adapter coming on the backside going towards the OAG, it just threads in. What's the thread? Is it
well,
M48
there's another one that's M54.
and 54?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you take a look, I'll show it again. In the accessories, here you go. Here's an
Yeah,
extension
okay.
here, and then
That's
there's
a male
another
to male?
one to thread it
Yeah, male to
on at
male.
M54.
Yeah, okay. I see it. Nice.
This you're probably not going to need. This is a 1.2 extension to allow the camera to be a little bit further away from the, if you need a low, it's like some of the OAGs have a really large helical focuser, and sometimes it doesn't fit in here, but your regular ones will. Like all your regular OAGs will be fine. Your OAG, your OAG is going to be a problem because it's square.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't put it up, the OAG up next to it. I'd put an extension between the OAG and that tilt adjuster.
You can absolutely do
Actually,
that.
it would have to go in front of the filter wheel, wouldn't it? It'd have to be between the filter wheel and the
No, so it's
Yeah, ideally you want your
OAG,
OAG
filter
before
wheel,
the
then
filter
camera.
wheel.
To be
so, but the
OAG.
tilt adjuster is between the filter wheel and the camera. It sits
No.
right.
No, so it's if you're doing OAG, so if you have an OAG, it's OAG filter wheel camera working back, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So the OAG would be bolted to the tilt adjuster.
Oh yeah.
Not mine.
I know not yours.
No. Not the Moag.
You can't put a square peg in a round hole,
No.
So these are for your normal kind of round OAGs. Or if you don't have an OAG, then you could use a camera. Yeah. So Moag people, you're out of luck. Sorry, Scott.
I'll stick with BXT. I already played for. Yeah.
Yeah,
it works pretty good, but
and that's for $849 for a tilt. I'll tell you this: since it came out 3 months ago, I've sold 6.
Yeah,
I imagine.
it's a pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool thing. If you want total automation of every little aspect of your imaging, well, then there you go. And they're the only one that makes it. They're the only one that makes an electronic tilt adjuster automatic.
I'm waiting for somebody to
pretty
come up with
impressive.
electronic polar.
It's gonna happen. There's somebody that did it with motors on the mount.
Yeah, gotta be able to figure that out. Then yeah, how awesome.
What? Wait a minute. What was this?
That you put electronic polar alignment where it's automatic, where they put gears on
just
the
run the polar alignment sequence, and it automatically adjusts. Everything needs to be adjusted.
That has to be built into the mount.
I mean, just
that has to be built into the mount,
yeah.
to
just buy a Tesla robot to set it all up for you while you have a cocktail.
Really. I mean, it's like the frickin' Jetsons. Go get Rosie to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Rosie, roll your little butt over there and fix my polar alignment.
Exactly. Or Buck Rogers, go get Twiggy. Bitty. I'm the polar alignment.
I got you covered.
I'll be like, Dr. Theopolis, you do it. I want to see you want to press the crap out of me. You do it.
Dr. Theopolis will tell him how far to turn each knob.
Yeah. Yes.
Good
Lord.
There's a whole bunch of people in the chat that have no freaking clue what you're talking about.
I know.
No, I bet a lot of people.
Are you talking about
exactly
Schultz or are you talking about Buck Rogers?
I'm talking about Buck Rogers.
Oh. No, actually, I think a lot of people actually do. They're all old like us. So.
You remember Tweaky's girlfriend?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, the gold one?
Booty.
Yeah.
Booty. The gold one?
Yeah, the gold one.
Booty.
That was that's where Joan what's her name got the voice
Joan
from
Rivers,
Spaceballs.
Yeah.
That's where she took it from before she died.
Yeah. That's my Virgin alarm. It goes off before you do.
So yeah, so I know we want to talk a little bit about
guiding.
I know you've been having some things about guiding that you wanted to talk a little bit about. So let's pass it on over to Eric and see what we got going on.
Yeah, let me see if I can even let me see if it'll even come up here.
Now
Oh,
you're still
done.
you're still PhD too, right, Eric? You're not using the SkyX.
Yeah, I'm still PhD too. Yep, I'm not using the SkyX or anything like that.
Well, that's gonna broaden the target audience, you know. So
yeah. So just let me open something here recent, and so I can get that all prepped up here. And let me go also to see if I can find any of, because one thing is that when it comes to guiding, it doesn't necessarily have to be hit or miss, because as I shared with everybody, I think it was last week or the week before, I did get my auto guiding going. I got my PEC, or periodic error correction, going. I got all those things working. However, it also depends a lot on your diligence and understanding what your conditions are and stuff like that. So while I'm trying to fire all of this up, let me do that here and see if it's going to connect everything, and go to my BISC here. And while I'm doing this, I'll share my screen so everybody can see what the heck I'm doing.
What the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
he's waiting for the command codes from NORAD to launch the missiles.
No, you gotta have to wait for the Whopper to do that.
Wait for the Whopper.
Turn your key, sir. Turn your key.
Yep. Turn your key. So let's go ahead.
That was Crimson Tide?
War Games.
War Games.
Was it War Games?
Yeah. Opening scene.
War Games.
Oh, right. That's right. I forgot the opening scene.
So, yeah. And let me turn tracking off and all that stuff. And one of the issues, if you guys can, if you see my screen here, is been.
If you can make it bigger, can you make it bigger? Or hey,
yeah, I'll make that
there
bigger.
You go.
Yeah, there we are.
And Leon's getting larger.
Yep. And I need to. Let me see. If I can open up a couple of things here. Document. Where? Mighty Mount Tech table. I'm sure there were others. But
that's Dr. Strangelove to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, somebody threw out the Slim Pickens reference. I had to.
Oh, it's a great.
I had to make him not feel alone. Because everybody's like, "Who the hell's Slim Pickens? And what is he talking about? Yeehaw!"
Yeah. Ride that nuke all the way down.
That was great. I still don't know how he like held on to that thing. Still don't know.
Green screen.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But nonetheless, let me go over here because I'm working on M16, right? So I'm working on M16, and one thing that I can say is that
toe straps.
My guiding sucked.
Oh,
that's not very good.
Somebody got a gust of wind or something.
Yeah.
Looks like the telescope had one too many scotch and sodas.
Swing better.
Yeah. And let me see if I can find even any of these.
Oh,
so
geez, your
these are all crappy.
telescope looks like it's slewing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does, right?
Either
doesn't
that
know
or
what
it's
the
on
hell
acid.
it's doing. Now, see, that's decent.
Yeah, that's at least a little better. Nice eagle.
This is the eagle. So it's fairly decent. And you
Yeah.
can see that relatively tracking on this one is pretty good.
Yeah.
And this one, this was 180 seconds, bidding 2x2. And I had to increase because of the seeing conditions. You have to understand your seeing conditions, and we had a lot of cloud cover, stuff like that.
Check your
Things are going to fall into play. So you got to check a lot of this stuff out. One thing that you want to definitely utilize, if you haven't downloaded it yet, or if you haven't heard about it yet, you can get the free PhD log viewer. And it will get information, and you can then put in your logs. For example, if I have my log here, I went to one that had some data here, which is my latest, which was on July 7th, and opened it up. And then you can go to the different periods. Usually you can take a look at your information here. And here, this one, at this point, this was 25 minutes of guiding. And as you can see here, it did some dithering, but overall, this wasn't too bad. 0.76 total as far as the RMS. So 0.76 arc seconds, so under an arc second, which is what you want. And it'll even show you dithering and everything.
Under an arc minute.
And
right?
Yeah, so it's under an arc minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're under an arc minute. So 0.76. And here you can take a look at a few different things, so you can take a look at the different stages that it's going through, and you can analyze what's going on. So here is what I wanted to share.
Is that where it's beginning, Eric? Is that where you started the guiding, or is that just somewhere in the log?
That's in the log.
This is somewhere in the log. Here's where when I started the guiding, started it at 10 o'clock, and then it gets started, and then it'll slowly, and then calibration happened, and then once calibration was completed,
wow,
because you have your guide, you begin guiding, then you have your calibration, and then it starts guiding. So within 4 minutes, so here I'm at 0.72.
Okay.
And as we go through the next half hour, we can still see I'm averaging at about 0.7, 0.76, 0.75. Here I am at 0.75. Everything is relatively good. Even here, I'm getting just below 0.7. So this was about 11 o'clock. Even here, I'm at 11:30. And now I'm getting closer to midnight. Everything, is dithering, settling completed. I'm at 0.72. So overall, not too bad for the first couple of hours. I'll go to bed. And then things start happening. Then the fun begins. And, so for 5 minutes, it starts. And these are the things that you want the telltales. Like your star's getting lost. No star, no, the mass is changing. I'm getting multiple star loss. And this is what, and it just went through pretty much the entire rest of the night. It's just crazy.
Now, do you know if that's before or after a meridian flip or something?
This, some of this was before. This was at 1 o'clock, quarter till 2. And according to Nina,
or M16,
yeah,
that's probably right around the meridian, or just after.
So yeah, around that time, yes, because here we have, and then it would, as you can see, the still's going, and I double checked when it comes to the meridian and everything. You don't change anything as far as the deck settings. I wanted to make sure that because there is a setting where you can redo you can do reverse deck. Double check with Software Bisque on the forum and everything. You don't check that. You don't even that. Yeah, you don't do that. But as you can see, it was just a bad rest of the night. But this PhD guide log is helpful to let me know and let everybody else let you know that possibly what may have happened, or help lead you to and when it happened. Exactly. So you can see for the rest of that night, it just it was just crappy.
Well, how much of that is seeing and weather?
And that's the point, and that's what I'm saying. I'm wondering how much of it was weather and how much of it, seeing and weather, because I was attempting to do tests to go, because I wanted, with this Paramount, I have heard, from others, and, you listen to Richard Wright and others, these Paramounts, you could be able, if you have periodic error control turned on, and I don't know if this is with or without the encoders, and some, from getting a feeling of, even without the encoders, you should be able to do unguided imaging for a certain period of time. Now, also another question is should I have attempted to go unguided, and
Right.
see how that goes? Because with periodic error correction turned on, and see how well things track. So that's going to be another test for that I am going to, once we get clearer skies again, because whenever that is. And I've come to a realization, and Scott and I chatted about this on Monday, that maybe in this area, the southeast region of the United States, especially with hurricane season and the rain and everything like that, maybe summers just suck imaging.
I mean, I still am able to get some just the weather has.
Yeah, you're able to get some,
but I never have. I mean, typically, if I have something like that, it's just after the meridian flip. It's because, I mean, when I've had issues like that, it's because it didn't recenter my target properly, or I didn't have something ticked. So like my EQ6, you do not reverse the deck after the WD-20, you have to. But I've also found sometimes where the PEC training and running predictive PEC has messed things up.
That's what I was telling him.
Yep.
That's what I told him. I asked him. I said, just for shits and giggles, just turn off the
turn off the PEC. Yeah. And see what happens.
Go back to hysteresis. Go back to the, and just see what happens.
Yeah. Because I've had that mess my shit up too. Pardon my French.
Okay. Now, Eric, one thing that has popped up in the chat, and it's something that I agree with, is are you using a dew heater on your guide scope?
Yes.
Okay.
I do use a dew heater on my guide scope.
Oh, in the South, you got to use a dew heater on your guide scope.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I just got a fresh new one from Dan. So the one I was using was so big, I had it wrapped around like 5 times so it would fit. I was like, I need one that fits.
Yep.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and he's not. And people are asking about, is it OAG or guide scope?
He's using a guide.
It's the William Optics, So
yeah.
So as long as he's got the dew heater on there, like I said, like Dan said too, is the PPEC has messed my EQ6 up so much that I don't even. I have to use it on the WD, and I've never had a problem.
Yeah, I mean, on my 14, I have 3 dew heaters. You know, I've got the ring on the front
Right.
element, and then I've got the on the outer on the OTA, I've got a big dew heater that goes all the way around that. So I've got 2 for the front element on the 14, and then 1 for the for the guide scope. So I mean, yeah, and I also have the dew heater, you know, on the camera running.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, you definitely want that. If
You
you're
know,
cooling.
so and I mean, if you don't use those things, man, holy cow, the humidity will completely ruin your night.
Yes, it will.
That's one thing I just have to keep remembering is my because I believe my little Melee here did a reboot, and so when it did the reboot, it looks like I had to go through and update everything again. But yeah, so I'm getting there, you know. So there's every once in a while it you know it is behaving itself, but again, it could be seeing, it could be check your logs is one of the biggest things. Check your logs, go through your calibration, you know, your guiding assistant, check that. I have mine right now. If I go to PhD, I do have it set. Oh, where is it?
There it is.
I go ahead and connect everything here. Right now, my algorithm is still set to predictive PEC.
I'd go back to hysteresis.
Yeah, but you were saying you're recommending maybe go
it's
back
a worm
to
drive
hysteresis.
mount, right?
Yes, yeah, they are.
Yeah.
So
Stick
maybe go back to hysteresis. I'll have to do another calibration, of course, and all of that stuff.
That's what I use with the EQ6, and it's never let me down. I've tried.
Do you guys ever use this backlash compensation? You enable it in yours?
I do, but I'll run the assistant and have it tell me how much to do, and then I just apply it.
Gotcha.
So typically, when you run the assistants, the guiding assistants, once you started guiding something, run the guiding assistant for a little bit, and then it'll recommend the amount of backlash compensation.
And of course, that's under tools, guiding assistant right there.
Yeah. So typically, before I start shooting and I've reset everything and get everything up and running, I run the assistant for 10 minutes or so, and then I check the backlash, at least on the EQ6, and it'll recommend how much backlash compensation. With the WD-20, I don't even check the backlash. It's got
yeah, and then also under, I believe it's under guiding here. For my particular, just like you for your EQ6, you want to uncheck that. You have it uncheck reverse.
Because EQ mod, which uses for Skywatchers, EQ mod, you don't have to do that. Now, if you're using Green Swamp, you do check that.
Okay.
If you're using Green
So you have to make sure, based off of your mount or your software that you're using,
whatever you're using to run your mount. So I use EQ mod. Do not check that. But if you use Green Swamp server, you do check.
Gotcha. Okay. Good. All right. Good to know.
And if you're using WD-20 uses on-step, you have to check.
Yes. Okay.
Depends on the stuff, the program you're using to control your mount. EQ mod, I guess, automatically knows that you've made a meridian flip and it automatically adjusts.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, but okay. Sherry's asked. Oh, am I?
What's your question, Sherry? Wonder if Ray can be hacked by Flipper
Can you take me off
Zero.
of full screen, Dan?
Yep.
Y'all get virus protection for your rig.
There we go.
Someone said flip and my head wandered. What?
I wonder.
Flipper
They said
Zero.
Meridian
What's
flip.
I wonder if a rig can be hacked by.
I don't know what that means. I mean,
Flipper
any
Zero.
computer can be hacked. Any computer can be hacked.
Question is why?
Yeah, I mean, as long as here's the thing, if you got a really good hacker, they could go. If you're on your home network, they could probably enter your home network through your, computer in your, in your rig. I never really had a problem. I didn't put any virus protection on my Eagle. Never have. Although I will tell you that, getting into my network from the Eagle is pretty tough. I have a Ubiquity system.
That's the key, is to make your network hard to get into.
As long as your network, as long as you're not using. See, what a lot of people don't realize when they start playing with like a remote desktop, Microsoft Remote. And Eric, you could talk to this. A lot of people don't change the listening port right away until they figure it out. And what a listening port is Microsoft always, as a default, leaves for Microsoft Desktop the number 3389 port open. And so anything that goes into 33, so if you just left it at default and I knew your IP address and I just did 3389 and tried to get in, I could get in and start printing stuff on your printer, stealing all your contacts, everything. So if you have a network at home, do yourself a favor. The first thing that you should do is take an arbitrary number, not 1, 2, 3, 4, an arbitrary number, not 4 ones.
Don't be a space ball.
Yeah, don't be I'm surrounded by assholes. Don't
Really a space ball, you know that?
Yeah. So don't do it.
No, if they want to be real assholes, they go, "Oh, look, he's playing with his telescope. Let me crash his mount."
Yeah, but if you sit there and you have everything open at 3389, then you have access to the whole network, and that's the
Change
problem.
reports.
It's not no one's going to go into your Eagle to go steal something. They're going to use it as a conduit to get to everything else.
Correct.
And
everything else.
That's the problem. So do yourself a favor, just change that listening port. And if you have, you could literally go on Google, say Microsoft Desktop, change listening port, and instructions will come up. It's pretty easy.
Yeah, they will. Yep, exactly.
Yeah, you can do it with cams too. You can do it with cams too.
Yep.
As long as if you have
That's one of the reasons why also I utilize things like Real VNC viewer.
Yep.
Because you having they're encrypted and you have to actually use an actual password on top, because you're using, it's basically a client server type agent that's running that's installed onto the device. So that's acting as your server, and you make all these changes. So yeah.
And I use MFA all the time, also to my cell phone. To my cell phone. So I have a whole, like, what is it? It's authenticator. So I got MFA on all these things. It doesn't matter because it gets changed in 30 seconds. But I mean, all these things have different codes. All of them. So it's anything from my home network to my Reddit login. I mean, it's all got multi-factor, so no one else could get in.
Yes. Yeah. Everything that I use has, some sort of MFA
layer
token on it or something, and layer. Yeah. So, yeah.
Absolutely. You see, I'm wearing the shirt tonight. You see that?
Yep.
Yeah, I see that.
I brought it out. I'm going retro. I'm bringing it back.
Yes. Yeah, there you go. But yeah, I actually, like I said, have a feeling in my case, yeah, it could have been predictive PEC that could have played a role, because I am using periodic error correction, applied to the mount. And according to even what Steve was sharing, Steve, looking up that you don't want to use predictive PEC while if you've already trained and applied periodic error correction to the mount. So I'm going to give that a go.
They'll fight against
you
each
know,
other.
because a lot of it's yes. So giving that a go, you learn quite a bit as you go along with this trial and error, figuring things out, working with friends as yourselves, and learning this stuff who have come across maybe some of these issues or have had their own gotcha moments. But guiding is one of those things that, of course, is super crucial for long exposure. If you want to do 5-minute, 10-minute long exposure, you got a guide, unless you are lucky enough to own a mount that perhaps has, encoders or you've invested in, certain mounts that just have they have really, really good tracking, like a 10 micron or something.
All right. Well, I got a target scheduler question that apparently I'm having a problem with. Maybe somebody out there could help me.
Target scheduler. Okay, out of Nina.
Yeah. I'm trying to set up my
Okay.
thing for tonight.
Okay.
And I'm trying to do the bat and the squid, right?
Okay.
Are you down there?
Yep.
Nice.
I wanted to do a narrowband object because of the full moon, so I'm just going to do the HA, not the O. And let me see if I could I share my screen? I don't know if I can. Yeah, I'll have to do it a different way. Give me a second. But I don't understand. Let's see. Let's see. I got to turn the vMix on the other one. I got 2 computers running here. I can't wait to move. My computers will be set up right. I'll have a nice big place to kind of play with, and
Poor Dan.
I know. I've been in this crappy room for 5 years, and sweating, and freezing.
When is the official time? When
It's
are
supposed
you?
to
When
be
is everything?
5 weeks. So
In 5 weeks.
It's about right.
So we'll see. But because it's got to be a brain fart. I don't know, but here we go. So quick play. So here is my target scheduler, and I'm going to switch back to the other computer, so you can see what I'm doing here. So here's the target scheduler, and it's a squid in the bat, and here is the main program files here. For those of you that don't know this is a target scheduler plugin for Nina. And I've been pretty successful with it. I've been doing M8 and M20, been doing some M27 last night, ran all night. If it wasn't for clouds, it would have been fine. But now I just want to do the squid in the bat. And that's SH2129. Everybody knows that one. Now I'm doing a 2-panel mosaic.
Okay.
Okay, so 1, 2, right? But if I run my preview, it starts at 2117 and then stops at 130. Oh wait, hold on. Maybe I'm reading it wrong. Ends. Let's see, view details. So if I view details, and I'm just going to go all the way down to the bottom. And it stops at 127. That's it.
Why? You have something else.
I don't know
why.
That's the whole thing. I don't know why.
Pull it up in your
in this.
Pull it up in the what do you call it? The target. in your framing and see what it shows as far as.
Do you not see the framing?
You have a virtual horizon set up down there?
No. Oh, hold on. That's why I saw this. And
I guess that's kind of hard to do. You'd actually have to go down there and
No, you could pay him $50 an hour to do it for him.
To survey it and send him the coordinates. Yeah.
I don't want to. Hold on a second.
Doesn't take an hour. It only takes about 15 minutes.
And if you guys can watch the chat while I'm doing this.
So I would pull it up in the framing and see.
So here you go.
Okay, so obviously go down to where it shows it in the sky down
right
on the
here.
map.
And then if I go to
scroll
one,
down, I can't see that.
You can't see this?
Well, it's over the AstroWorld.
It's being blocked by the border. It's being blocked by.
So just scroll down.
Scroll by the scroll bar.
I can't see what you're seeing. So hold on a second.
There you go. Okay. So so you potentially have that all night long.
Yeah. So I mean, here's 127 or so. That's where it stops.
Well, yeah, it shouldn't do that.
It shouldn't. It's still going.
Unless you have unless you have some kind of conflict.
I know, but I don't see a conflict anywhere. Unless, hold on a second. Let's see if the moon avoided, because there is a moon avoidance.
Well, click on your moon thing. Click on the moon icon there. Right there.
What are you talking about?
Right there.
Yeah, right there. Go down.
Graph. Click on the little moon icon.
Oh.
No, the moon's going down at that point. So there's no.
Okay.
Yeah, so if it's imaging this whole way, I mean,
it's not.
I did not even know about that. Thank you. I've never knew. I learned something new today.
We learn something new every day.
Okay. So now so the moon only gets up to about 30 degrees.
Correct. So I mean, Grant's going to light up the sky, but if you're
but at 1:30, it's going further away anyway. You know what I mean?
So
why is it stopping?
Yeah,
anybody saying
some kind of conflict?
Yeah, I know. I just don't.
That's why I would just from that frame,
go back to your
send a sequencer and just set your sequencer and do it that way, and forget about your target.
Yeah, look in the advanced sequencer. See what the until time is.
It doesn't matter about that. It's all about the target.
What about
everything's run from the target manager?
Yeah, that's too complicated.
Okay. Is there anything under that schedule preview? It says something about view details down at the bottom.
Yeah, I did that. I did the view details, and that's how I found out.
Okay.
Go all the way down to the end. And plan stops at 127. That's the end.
Is there a little blurb down there from the soup Nazi saying no star for you?
It might be.
I
don't know what I'm doing wrong. So.
Is there something, because the target scheduler, it puts things into your sequence, right?
Yeah, it's all run from here.
It sets up the sequence.
Your images here, panel 2. I don't have anything. Well, I don't have anything for panel 2 yet, but I'll do that.
Is there any like settings for looping or anything like that?
Yeah, there is. Let's see. So let me just do this real quick. H, and then 300, and I want to do 50 of those. And then do that, and then I'm going to do O and 300, and I want 100 of those.
It's usually something really stupid simple.
It is. That's why I'm trying to talk to people and find out if anybody knows what the hell I'm doing wrong. And let's see.
It's the only target that you have, right?
Yeah, that's it. Everything else is inactive. Let's see.
Tom's asking, do you have another target set to go at 1 o'clock or
no? Because
at 1
look,
or whatever?
It just the whole thing just stops. There's nothing after 127. It says wait until 340. I don't know why. Let me see, let me look at one more thing in the sequencer. Hold on a second.
Wait until 340.
That's what I'm saying.
And there's no meridian flip there. So here is the target scheduler here. And where is it? Target schedule container. Here it is. And then there's custom event containers that you could do here. This is all the stuff within the container. So it loops while safe. It's all basic stuff. There's nothing kind of in there, but you could go inside each one. So it's going to center after drift, nothing else. Before wait, park the scope. After wait, unpark the scope. Before new target, run autofocus and start your guiding. Nothing there, nothing there, nothing there. And after target completion instructions, finished, find home. There's really nothing.
Yeah, there's something.
There's nothing there as far as I can tell.
Yeah. Yeah. Even Ross saying there's something there's not.
I know something's not right. I just don't know what it is.
Yeah. You just don't know
at a
what.
loss.
Yeah. We get it. We get it.
And it's
a ghost in the machine.
So do the KISS formula. Just go from your framing, put it in a sequence, and run it all night. And keep it simple.
I need to redo my whole. It's so annoying.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd have to redo my whole sequencer, save it as a different sequence. I'd have to delete this whole container.
Yeah.
You don't have
right.
I could just do the regular.
You can go to the advanced. If you go to the framing thing and you go to add sequence, and you you obviously don't have Patriot Astro sequences in there because it come up, and you run narrowband sequence, and it has everything in there that you need. You just add the start, the end, and you put whatever It sets you up for 3 channels, but if you're only doing one channel at night, you just delete those 2 channels and just
Let's
do
see.
one
Somebody
channel.
said try setting the min time to 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So.
Now, one thing that I tripped up on, and this was me even in the advanced sequence, using the advanced sequencer, in the actual imaging run,
that got it to 157. That added a half an hour to it. So.
Wait a minute. What did you just do?
Change the minimum time.
You added 30
from 4
minutes.
hours to 30 minutes. Now I'm going to change it to 5 minutes and see what it says. And that went to 132. I don't know.
And you had it at what?
30,
you had it at 4 hours.
You had it
and
at
then
4
I dropped it to 30 minutes.
Go back to
that added to 157.
Redo it to 4 hours. Redo it to 4 hours.
It's going to get rid of panel 2 totally.
Oh, you have to do 2 panels on it?
Well, this is the project. It's a 2-panel project.
Oh,
yeah, the entire project. In the 2-panel project. Okay. Because I'm just saying, when I went a while back when I was using the advanced sequencer, and I had just a template of just the exposures, right? Of just how many exposures I'm doing, gain, all of that. I did not include in there, I believe, the loop conditions. And because my dumb butt had it set as far as exposures, I had it set to 1. And I was thinking the loop condition that I had in the earlier instructions, it was set to loop. However, it's set to loop until astronomical dawn. However, in the actual exposures block, the actual exposures instruction block, I did not have looping in there. So it would not. So as soon as it ran that one exposure, it stopped. It just killed everything and went right to stop PHT2 guiding and everything, because in the actual exposure template, I did not have any loop settings.
Yeah, see, like here, I just added M27. So now it's doing M27 on each side, and then the squid and the bat only for an hour and 10 minutes. Just panel one. I don't understand how this picks things. I don't have a custom landscape. No, it's just shoot.
Because you're doing this at Starfront, right?
Yep.
So get rid of M27. Turn that off.
Right.
And then run it again and see what it says.
Well, it's gonna run, right? It's gonna run until 157.
Squid, panel 1, panel 2. Panel 1's gonna go till 127.
And then it's gonna do panel 2 for a half an hour.
And is that when the meridian flip takes place?
There's no meridian flip needed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're beyond the meridian flip at that point.
You're beyond the meridian.
No, the meridian was later in the night. Go back to your framing assistant. The meridian's what, at like 3:30 or something?
Yeah, so it's 3:36. But why does it stop
at 1:57?
You know, somewhere over here.
That's odd.
And the roof is opening. So I don't know. I think I'm just going to go to M27 until I friggin' I'll do more data on M27 until I figure this out.
And even if you extend that time like you just did, it still just stops at 157.
Yeah, watch. So this is only going to 157, right? So watch. I'm gonna
So you go to panel 2.
I'm gonna make this inactive, right? And then I'm gonna make M27 active. Okay.
Yep.
We'll save that and we'll run this. And it's going to do M27 all the way till 5:44 in the morning.
Which it should do.
But the other one should do the same thing. I don't know why. Any chance you have a custom?
But if you turn squid and bat on and you enable it,
it only goes to 157.
It's weird.
And M27 I have set for 2-hour minimum. And I tried that with this too.
Is there a setting? Do you have it is in that panel 2? Do you have that set for a couple of hours?
Well, the
you
whole
got
project
panel 1
is
set for how many hours?
Well, the whole it goes by the whole project. So the whole project is set.
It goes by the whole project.
Yeah, so for 2 hours. So unless if it can't get panel 2 for 2 hours. So what happens if I?
How long is panel 1?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, how long is the imaging for that first panel?
I don't know. I'd have to redo it.
It goes from when to when?
I think it was 9:30 to 1:27 or something like that.
And then the second panel was supposed to pick up right after that.
See, I don't know how it picks and chooses, you know?
Do you have the before the meridian flip set to 0?
Yeah. Meridian window is 0 hours.
Yeah.
Okay, so go to your panel 1. Go to your panel 1. And
it's enabled.
You have it enabled.
And it's just doing hydrogen. Panel 2 is disabled right now. Okay, so if I do the run on this.
So, but if you have panel 2 disabled.
Well, I
see what you're doing.
You know what I'm
You're
saying?
showing.
It's only doing
Yeah.
no matter what I do from 9:17 to 1:27.
Well, because you only have it for 50 frames.
So 55-minute frames is 250 minutes. So that's how many? That's 6 hours.
Well, yeah.
4 hours. Oh, so that may be right.
Yeah.
So go back to
Increase your
panel
frames.
2. Go back to panel 2.
So hold on. So if I change panel 1, let's say I want to
Say
You've got
20. Say 100. Okay.
let's see
Yeah.
if that I want to see what happens and see if this changes. This 127.
Okay.
There we go.
You see, it is something stupid.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank
So so now panel 1 is doing, and then it's doing the meridian flip. That makes sense. Wait till 340, and then it'll do 340 to 545.
You know, somebody needs to write a program for
So
Nina.
you're not going to do
So
you're not
you
going to
know
do
those-
both panels tonight. You're just going to do one panel tonight.
Well, I wasn't planning on doing that, but
So you need to drop your desired down from 100 down to what?
well, that
20 or something?
100 would no. Well, in case that's what I wanted to do to get both panels. Yeah, I would think.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But I don't want to do any O tonight because the full moon's out.
No, but your second
Well,
panel,
then there
you
you
need
go.
hydrogen also.
Yes.
So what I'm saying is, if you do desired 50 on panel 1 and then 50 on panel 2.
But that's what I originally had, and it didn't do anything. Oh, this was disabled. Hold on a second. On.
That's what Dave said. He's like, why did you have it disabled?
But I did that in the middle. So let's see.
So now switch that to
It's only doing panel 1.
because that's going to take you through
Now
the
only
night.
does
So
panel 1.
Drop your panel 1 down to 50. See what it does.
Panel 1, panel 2 to 330 now.
So you can up your exposures. So make it like 60 or 75.
Gotcha. Now, okay, I get it. See, it's kind of annoying.
It's always something stupid.
You have to do the math before.
Yeah.
I don't like doing the math.
Now go to 2.
We see that. We see
60.
But it should tell me that. It should.
Yeah, somebody needs to write a script for Nina, that tells you that you
See, now
you've
I
been
just
an
changed
idiot.
it to 60 and it stopped.
Because it can't get all of panel 2. So you have to find that happy median somewhere.
Yep.
So try 55 of it.
I don't care what anybody says. Math is math. This Common Core crap sucks.
There's no such thing. It's all fake news.
You ain't kidding.
So if I do 40, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then
These are what, 300-second exposures?
40, yeah. 45-minute exposures is going to be amazing.
It's 200 minutes it's 200 minutes on each panel.
Okay, now run that, and let's see what you get.
1, 2, and it still only goes to 330 because that's when it ends, I think. So
that's fine.
If panel 1 is 40,
so then you'll need what, another 2 hours?
So 200 minutes.
So it'd be 52. It'd be 52 and 52 will get you to the crack of dawn.
You think so?
Right.
Give it a shot.
I do the math.
Give it a try.
Too much bullshit here.
2.
Yeah,
Too much
52 and
bullshit
52.
here.
Okay. And do the same thing with
2.
1.
Nope.
So I try
expand
48.
that? You only
Oh,
okay, so you only do so it ends
but-
up only doing panel 1.
Correct. So try 48 or 45 or 44, and that's.
But I shouldn't have to. This makes it too.
But
difficult.
it's taking into effect it probably because you're dithering and everything like that. That
Yeah,
it's gonna.
Because I do have it set to dither every frame.
Correct.
Right.
Oh,
Plus
so,
the length
right.
of your autofocus routines.
Yeah.
And you don't have to dither every frame. Dither every other.
Every 3 frames.
Doing that many exposures, just every other.
I mean, you could dither every 3 frames and you'd be fine.
Yeah, with that many frames that you're taking.
So now it's 1, 2, and it still only goes to 330. Is that because it's done though?
It's probably because it's done.
Because you're not looping, are you?
Well, it loops until it sets.
Because it's done. 330.
But why, if you're looping, why is it
I was
saying it's
wondering why I had
done?
an echo. There we go. Okay. Yeah, yeah. So all right, so let's see.
That's 7.3 hours worth of data. Those two.
All right, so if I dither every 3, right?
Yeah, okay.
Instead of every 1.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how that affects it. Still stays at 332. It doesn't matter.
That doesn't seem.
And are you positive
How
you
many
have
frames
looping
is
turned
that?
on?
44. Or 47.
It shouldn't be this hard.
No, it shouldn't.
That I got to play with a certain amount of numbers. It should just do all of the first one, right? So if it starts at 921, right? Let's say, okay, let's just I'm going to disable panel 2 for right now.
Sure.
Let's see if we get panel 1 to run all night, right? So if that was all night until 5 o'clock, right? So that's 7 hours, let's say. So what's 420 minutes divided by 5?
427.
420 minutes divided by 5 is 84 images.
85 and a half. Or
Right.
85.
420 divided by 5 is 84.
85.
It's 84.
84.
84.
427 divided
No,
by
420.
5.
No, 420.
No, 420.
Oh.
420. 420.
420. 7 hours.
Yeah, so 84.
So I'm going to do 84, right? And it's just doing H. I'm going to save it. Okay, so now according to this, only H should be running on panel 1 because panel 2 is disabled.
All right. So if you run,
And now it runs to
What does it calculate to?
425.
all right.
So edit, right? Let's see, edit. Let's
So it'd be
change this.
42.
Let's change this to 90. See if we can get it to go even further. 425. 455. Okay.
Okay.
Let's try 100, right? Save that. Run it. So that's about as good as I'm going to get, 545. So 100 5-minute shots should get me to 545, right? So it should be 50 and 50, right?
Correct.
So we'll do, which is what we were before, 50. Save it. Panel 2. I know we're spending too much time on this, but 50. Save it. Oh, I got to enable it. Save it. And run. And it stops at 330. So I don't know what the hell. It doesn't make any sense.
That's weird.
Stupid question. It's
Again.
Is it because you have
Hold on.
your O on there? Or?
No, hold on.
No.
Scott, what were you saying?
I was just asking. You're shooting all of panel 1. You're right. It's not going back and forth between the panels, right? It's shooting all of panel 1, and then it's recentering and slewing on the target for panel 2.
Correct.
That's what it looks like it's saying here. But it stops at the meridian flip, I think, here. And then, oh, hold on. It stops at the meridian flip here.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I bet you the minimum time here, because it can't get 2 more hours. Hold on. I'm on to something here. 30 minutes.
Because of the delay for the meridian?
No, so when it does a meridian flip, you can't get the minimum of 2 hours because it's 3:30. You only got about an hour and 40 minutes.
Right.
So let's see if that works. And then that doesn't make any freaking sense. Why? I don't know how this freaking thing works. This is just so annoying. I thought this was going to be a good thing. I'm thinking so close of just dumping the target scheduler and just doing it old school, because and then it just took everything off. Makes no sense.
Well, it's only doing panel 1.
Yeah, but the only thing I changed was the minimum time. Now it just does 227 for an hour. Doesn't make any sense.
Oh, that's
Somebody smarter than me needs to help, because I don't
we
understand.
need to get Chad on the show,
Yeah, I've tried.
or whoever this guy that wrote this script,
Yeah, I forgot. It
Yeah.
was
whoever wrote this plugin.
TC Palmer. He's pretty good on the target scheduler. I just don't know what the hell I'm doing. I gotta see his.
It
videos.
seems odd that doesn't work. I mean, it seemed like we were getting somewhere.
Yep.
But I mean,
Sure,
if you go back to doing 40 frames per thing, it got you to like 4 in the morning at least, right? Didn't that happen?
Something like that. Yeah.
40
It was
frames.
40.
Do you have
Sure,
anything
he's
set
good.
for? Do you have anything set for astronomical dawn? Do they stop at astronomical dawn, like with a loop?
I want to say yes. Let me see. Hold on a second. On 40, save, run, and that gets me. Now it gets me to 130 again. I don't know.
God.
Edit, and this was set at. I forget
Oh,
if it
yeah.
was 2 hours. Run. 3:30 on 2 hours. 2:30. Save. Run. Still says at 3:30. So go back to your question, Eric. Where is it? Goes hibernate while unsafe. It's basically says this will loop until the target remains. Where's the while targets remain?
What time is the meridian flip?
Like 3:30ish, like this time.
30-ish.
Does the target target
sorry, Sherry, I
will it
forgot.
pick up after the meridian flip?
No, it doesn't. It stops.
That's what I'm saying. Is there something with the meridian flip that is toggled off?
Well, no, it's not that. It's just that it won't get the amount of data needed. Let And that's all I'm playing with this. So we spent way too much time on this, but it's just one of those things where I'm just gonna run this till 3:30 and just be done with it. I'm gonna set the sequence, and just be done with it because
Yeah.
it's just frustrating so much. I don't want to lose any more time. I got to start cooling the camera. So
Yeah.
so I'll let it run the whatever it was. It was the panel 1, panel 2. So panel 1 will go from 9:17 to 12:30, and then 12:30 to 3:30 it'll get panel 2. So we'll do that in just H right now. So I'm gonna start cooling my camera and be done with it.
Well, you know, this is one of the things when we're dealing with these plugins with Nina
Yep.
that we probably like, even to, you know, what the guys were saying here earlier, maybe having maybe some of the plugin programmers, creators, you know, maybe sometime, you know, we can reach out to them and
Yeah, we
see if
should
maybe
reach out to him
they can
because
guide
that
us
would
and
be
stuff.
it would be interesting to see how he got it set up to work.
I'm gonna reach out to him
You
right
know,
now.
obviously, what's his name from the guy from Hocus Pocus came on, and he
Oh yeah,
explained it really well.
yep.
Yes.
Because he has
And for our Nina users, I'm sure, you know, that was beneficial. And I'm sure this targets, you know, scheduler.
I would imagine a lot of people
You
are
know.
trying to use it. So
well, there's a
Yeah.
whole on the Nina Discord. There's a whole section about
the
targets.
scheduler.
Yep.
Ross says, have him on the show or in the back alley. This will get settled one way or the other. Love it, Ross. Okay. We have spent quite a bit of time chatting about the Nina targets, you know, about the scheduler, as well as, you know, my guiding issues. Again, I am going to definitely take into account what Steve shared, that, you know, and what you guys even shared. Abandon predictive peg, go back to default, go back to hysteresis, and I'll run a new calibration whenever I get, you know, some decent skies. And really, you know, one question for you guys is, when you're looking at something like when you're looking at the cloud cover and things like that, what is usually your minimum? You say, you know what, if it looks like it's going to be, or it's predicted to be, a minimum of whatever percentage of cloud cover, when do you decide, okay, if it's at 10% cloud cover, is that you say, okay, this is I can live with, you know, the chances of 10% cloud cover, and I'm going to take, you know, I'm going to pull my rig out and get started? You just say, no, absolutely, I want zero, you know, cloud cover. I want a clear freaking sky, or else I'm
it
not
really
pulling this
depends on where
thing
the
out.
clouds are going. To me,
And the types of clouds. You know, if they're patchy, where potentially maybe you get interrupted in between frames or something like that. But you know, I want to see as clear as possible.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, where I
Yeah.
am, you know, it seems like it's all or nothing. You know.
Yeah. And that's probably one of probably one of the reasons why I did have such poor guiding, is I said, you know what? It says here on Astropheric, it looks like it's going to be only an 8% chance of clouds. But you have so many different cloud models that it's probably using, that one, they may be using Media Blue, another one could be using, you know, another cloud model and stuff like that. So I think, yeah, it's gonna have to get to a point, and even a recommendation, unless they're all pretty much the same and say zero cloud cover, you know.
It's not
And
like,
Sherry
you know,
says here, 8% means the entire state, though. That could very well be, maybe not just
it
my
could
area,
be,
but maybe it's
and that's the
being,
thing. It's like, it's not, if you get these little tiny little pockets of a cloud that maybe come by every once in a while, that's one thing. But
Mhm.
it seems like where I am, if it's clouds, it's a cloud that goes across the sky, and if it comes through my seeing, forget it. I'm gonna lose an hour. Before that cloud finally moved away.
Yeah, and breaks up and stuff like that. So, okay, so it's either 0 or nothing. It just stays. The cover stays on. So, all right. Well, we're at 9:30. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us. We probably gonna do a round robin here to go through some final thoughts. Scott, final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Well, here, I'll tell you what. How about we do this? Entire screen. Share. I think you have to oh no, there it goes.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you see that?
I see a black screen.
A black screen?
I see a black screen. Yep.
Okay. Hold on. Tell me if you can hear this. Here's my final thoughts.
Yeah. Like it. Like it. Right on. Right on.
Okay. So there's my final thoughts.
There you go.
There you go.
There's your final thought.
Nice job.
Don't forget to subscribe to Astro Playground. That's it. Right on. Super Dave?
No final thoughts for me. I can show off too. Here, I'll share my screen.
Go for it.
And by the way, big thanks to Dan for all of his help on that with me. Thanks, buddy. I really appreciate your help.
What did I do?
Oh, come on.
I didn't do anything.
There's
What did I do?
mine.
He's so humble.
I didn't do
see
anything.
Yeah, you didn't do anything.
I don't have any special
Very
music.
nice.
There you go.
But
That's nice.
That's
Yeah,
great
very
data.
nice. I like
There you
that.
go.
Well, and
that's
Dave nailed
that's
it.
only 3 hours with the Carbon Star.
That's very nice.
Yeah, with 3 hours, you're getting some good stuff there, man. Out of 3 hours
And
worth
not
of
for nothing, Dave, but you know,
introduction time.
I do rely heavily on my wife for all that wonderful graphic stuff.
That's funny.
we appreciate your honesty there, Scott.
Scott, stop sharing.
Dan?
Yeah, hold on.
There you go.
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah. So
I like your alter ego back there too, Scott.
AI is a
That's-
wonderful
yes.
thing, huh?
That's the Astro Terminator. Yeah.
Just don't get, copyright protection,
No. That's all Chat GPT, baby.
I know it is.
It's kind of a cross between Terminator and a Borg.
Yeah, exactly. Half Borg, half Terminator.
Yeah.
That is my face in there,
I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
But no, final thoughts. Just appreciate everybody who else. We got another donation in from another person, so we're at $250 for Ben and Ben's family. So that means a total of $500 is going to go to his family. Please,
Awesome.
if you're so inclined to help out Ben and his family, and I will share all the names with Ben and his family of who donated. If you want the amounts given as well, I will do that as well. But if you want that, you have to let me know separately. I'm not going to sit there and tell amounts, but unless if you want it. But just do it. I mean, his family's going to need all the help he could get. It doesn't look good for the guy. We're all rooting for him. He has some
Cancer,
of the
right?
what?
Cancer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has a very rare stomach cancer.
Very, they're gonna call it the narrow cancer because it's so rare. But it's so bad, and it's not cool. But anything we could do to help the family and help him, even in any small way to help them kind of get through, a couple of dinners or something like that. If God forbid something happens, and I'm not hoping the guy, kicks the bucket in the next week or so. I hope he lasts another couple of years. He's been fighting this thing. He's been a source of inspiration for me. And the way his attitude
super
is,
nice guy.
and his whole family's nice. I mean, his whole family's nice, and I can just imagine what they're going through. But again, the PayPal address, I'll put it in again. Every little bit helps them, and it will all go to them. And again, like I said, AstroWorld Telescopes will double whatever is donated. We probably should do an end on this. So let's say a month from today, let's say, August 9th. Actually, when I close the house, how about that? August 15th. When I close the house, I'm not going to remember August 9th. I'll remember when I close the house. When I close on the house is the cutoff, at least for the AstroWorld donation. But again, it's at HRADO13 @ AOL.com. So thanks for everybody who has donated so far. I am keeping a tally on my PayPal, and keep it coming. Keep it coming. And if you're so inclined, you don't want to give me the money to go out in AstroWorld, they do have a GoFundMe page where you could donate as well on your own. So that's another option.
For sure.
But that's really it. That's all I got.
Yeah. And also on that note, again, deepest condolences to those affected by the Guadalupe River floods.
Texas.
That's been devastating for that community and for that area. I mean, it's just something to see that much devastation, that much loss of life of, so many people, so many different age groups, but especially, our young people and everything. It's really something. And it happened it happened in a flash.
Yeah,
it
couple of
truly
minutes.
did. I
Crazy.
mean, just 30 to 45 minutes and you get up to 30, 40 feet of water. It's insane.
It makes no
But
sense.
It's something that I truly.
It happened in 1987 as well. Same location.
Yes, it happened. The same thing. I truly hope that this gets the people, the decision makers there in that area of Texas, to really think about upgrading that system, because that system hasn't been upgraded since, the 80s, since that last major flood. People, our politicians and our people that we elected for, they need to just get off their butts and
get it done.
Get stuff done. Get it done. Get these issues that are happening, because this is going to happen again. And we need to get that. You need to get that system back up. You need to get it up to modern day. You need to get it up and give people enough warning and stuff like that to this stuff that's coming. So it's just, in my opinion, some of that stuff could have been told, in a way, could have been prevented,
or at least mitigated.
Can't predict, or at least mitigated. At least to a level of, it wasn't such a heavy toll on people and property.
Well,
people,
one of the other big problems, all that stuff. One of the other big problems that they had was the siren system that they had. It was functional. The problem was that the rain was so powerful that nobody could hear it.
It's just something.
Yeah, but the Weather Service also did put out a warning that they knew this was going to happen. They put out a warning 4 hours before it actually took place, and there was a big warning about it. And people just need to heed the warnings also. I mean, sometimes you just can't do anything. You have a house, you ain't moving. You know what I mean? But I'm going down with the house like Braveheart. But it's just
but
like
you got to be rational too.
Yeah, you got to be rational.
You got to be rational.
You got kids, you get them out.
Yeah,
exactly.
You got nothing is more important. Things can be replaced. Nothing's more important than the safety of your family. Absolutely. And your person. So
100%.
But besides that, everybody, thank you for joining us. If you have comments on the show, things that you that I mentioned, if things that we are doing here are being of benefit and you would like us to do more of that, or if you would like us, if you'd like to see a few different things, we are working on bringing on guests and everything, you know, to have better collaboration with outside guests. But again, we would love to have our own viewer membership join us and chat with us about, you know, what they're up to, what they're doing and working on. So definitely reach out to us and come on onto the show and hang out and have a good discussion with us. So we really appreciate that. But until then, wish everybody a great rest of the week. Have a great rest of your night. See you guys on Friday. And as always, keep imaging, keep educating, clear skies, and we will see you guys Friday night. Don't forget, image of the week and image of the month. So get ready to vote, or to go vote, rather. And take care, everybody.
See you guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Have a good week.
Peace out.